What's going on? What's going on? Team Serious Crew, hashtag Serious Ladies. We're back at it again with another fantastic Serious Ladies episode. Brought to you by exclamation mark Gamer Grind. Order your coffee today. And if you want a nice little discount code, use TSDFW at checkout to get a nice little discount on us. It also helps us support this community a little bit better. Before we get to drop in today's topic, I'm going to get a little announcements out the way. This weekend, we're excited to announce first time ever 1v1 StarCraft. I mean, we have so many people signed up. We're hoping everybody shows up. Exclamation mark Battlefy in the chat will get you into our sign-up sheet for the upcoming tournaments. We're also very happy to announce the first ever season 1 for FIFA. We're doing a huge season for FIFA when it comes down to a tournament. There's a paid entry fee into it, and then there's winning prizes after the league is over with. There's also another one we're going to introduce, which is Rocket League, and that's going to have its own season with its own league. And get into the details, sign up for those tournaments, get into the rules. Some of them do have some entry free fees, but there's also bigger prize winnings because of that, because you still have to, try to support the community and then give back to the community as always. Anything that we ever talk about on this podcast or any podcast, you can check everything out at teamseriousdfw.com. Major shout out for all the administrators, moderators, and marketing team that always help put all these events together. There's also on the Discord, exclamation mark Discord, when you join and you want to know, well, what's coming up? There's an events category within the Discord. Will actually take you to our calendar. And our calendar is all updated and shows you what events are coming up, what events are undergoing, and everything else. And there's actually a really cool, not only Android app, but also Apple iOS app that you can have on your phone. Using our code, you can always see what the Serious Crew is up to. Aside from that, make sure to get involved, get into these tournaments, get to know the community, and enjoy gaming together. The first of the month is right around the corner. Remember that Team Serious Day is played on the first Saturday of every month, and that just means get into the Discord and play your favorite games with the community, stream them, hang out, do whatever you do on Team Serious Day. That's what it's for. It's for us getting together as a community, showcasing our community and showcasing what everybody's favorite games are. I am done. I'm going to hand you over to Silent Taz, and she will continue on with the first topic at hand.
Hey guys, hope everyone's having a great evening. As you know, typically when we're doing these podcasts, we're streaming to all of our various platforms. That includes Twitch, YouTube, Mixer, Facebook, you name it. We are streaming on it. However, tonight is a little bit different. We've decided to partake in the Twitch blackout that's kind of been taking Twitter by storm over the last several days. And the reason for this Twitch blackout is Twitch, as we all know, we've talked about it many times on this podcast, they don't do a very good job of protecting their streamers, their viewers, anything of that sort of nature. There's a systemic problems that have allowed abuse, harassment, and sexual misconduct to go unpunished for years. And especially lately, a lot of victims have been coming out and making accusations against very well-known partners. And it started out with one particular partner, and I'm not going to say any names here. That's not our position to police it. We are not authorities or anything like that. But as a response, Twitch came out with a very blanket statement, and that's just not enough. And Twitch blackout was meant as a way to spread awareness and really make it count. Twitch listens to money. That's all they look at, right? They're a business. They're a big corporation. And money talks. So if we can avoid streaming on Twitch for just one day, keep those subs away from them, keep those bits away from them, maybe, just maybe they'll listen. And that's kind of the goal with the whole Twitch blackout. And that's not discrediting anyone that's streaming on Twitch right now. That is not the intent of this whole thing. We are not judging anyone who chooses to stream today, because some people don't really have a choice in the matter. They do this to support their families and whatnot. So if you need to do it, by all means. But we have decided as a community to take a stand and continue with this Twitch blackout. So for today, we are not streaming to Twitch. We are streaming to YouTube, Facebook, Mixer, and our podcast will be available offline later on. So first things first, I want to get these ladies and Natso's perspective on the whole situation.
So I'm going to say that I don't necessarily understand. I am the one in this group that doesn't necessarily use Twitch or stream quite as often. So I am completely surprised by everything that happened. And so I kind of want to get filled in, like, what's going on, what's being said, what's happening. Why is Twitter going crazy with a lot of this stuff? I still got to figure out how to use Twitter, by the way. But I just don't understand what kind of conduct has been going on. I want to understand what kind of events are happening and kind of what Twitch has said in that response. So, can someone give me some of the stuff that's happening on Twitter?
So all this started when various streamers and viewers of certain streamers, they came out with allegations against a very well-known partnered streamer. And like I said, I'm not going to name any names. That's not my position today. But a lot of allegations came out, and it wasn't just one or two. It was several. Like, I believe it was at least 50 to 100 people, women, that have come out against this one particular streamer. And from there, it kind of steamrolled into other accusations against other streamers. So when that happened, obviously it's going to come across Twitch's desk.
Radar?
Per se. Radar, thank you. And all they really did is they put out a PR statement. They didn't go into any detail. They didn't talk about their intentions and what they plan on doing about the situation. All they kind of said is, we're looking into it. Have a nice day.
So what's this on the side of the screen? Is this their policy that they have standing on the website about harassment and contact between people?
Yes, this is their policy on Twitch. This is what they have written, and what they have defined as hateful conduct, harassment.
What have they defined as harassment? Because I think so I guess the categories too, like, I mean, what's considered hateful, what's considered harassment. I see hateful.
So it's defined by their policy. Hateful conduct is any content or activity that promotes, encourages, or facilitates discrimination, degeneration, objectification, harassment, or violence based on the following characteristics, and it's not strictly prohibited. So there's race, ethnicity, natural origin, religion, sex, gender or gender identity, sexual orientation, age, disability, or serious medical condition, and veteran status. Twitch will consider a number of factors to determine the intent and context of any reported hateful conduct. Hateful conduct is a zero tolerance violation. I want to emphasize zero tolerance, going back to the conversation that why the tweets have been promoted. We will take action on all accounts associated with such conduct with a range enforcement actions, including an up to unidentified suspension, indefinite suspension. Sorry. So going back to Taz's point, the reason why is this has been reported. This has gone up and above, and these are accounts that are hold higher than our accounts. Most of us here are affiliated. These are the partner accounts. These are the accounts that make their money, right? So when you provide a policy and you say this is where we are going to step in and do X thing or X that, and you literally kind of let it fall by the wayside, or just said, well, we wrote something up just to have something up just in case somebody sues us, and us being Amazon Twitch, that's who owns Twitch.
So you're saying to cover their ass? Yes.
So at the end of the day, if they do any of these parts, this is why it's so hard when you're trying to promote certain things, especially when it's big corporations like Amazon, is they write a policy that they don't enforce, but it's what it is for them. It's a failsafe. It's something they can fall back. Well, if you look at our policy, well, what did y'all do? Well, we banned them. And that's actually a part of their policies is we'll ban them, right? There's a zero tolerance, but that's not enough. Because you ban that one account, they're coming back. What are we doing above and beyond to get away from this harassment, get away from this hateful conduct? And I think that's more what the conversation is driven, is it's based on them not doing anything, even though they have a policy written.
And this isn't just limited to these recent, I'll be honest, it's not limited to just these recent cases of the sexual advances, I will say, unwanted sexual advances. It's almost like they're not accepting no as an answer. But I'm not even limiting it to that. Twitch has a responsibility to take charge and really make a difference. Like, there's been big streamers out there, and I'm not limiting this to males or females, because I've seen females do it, I've seen males do it. But even with this whole social injustice thing going on and all these people wanting change for how their race is being treated, there's been streamers out there saying the N-word, and it's on their stream. Like, there's no disputing the fact that they're saying certain things, and Twitch just kind of lets it go. And it's always been an ongoing problem. The way they react to situation is very, very, very selective, as opposed to what they're saying is a zero tolerance policy. It doesn't seem that way at all. It's almost like they pick and choose the situations where they want to follow these policies, and that's not how it should be. It should be a standard across every streamer that's out there.
I agree with you. So I just like Chris or Jimmy, is something I haven't been very familiar with. I'm not on Twitch, haven't been on Twitch for over a year. I'm really never on Twitter ever, haven't been on it in over a year. So these things haven't really come across something I'm familiar with. However, I have come across Discord, and I'm very familiar with Discord. And I've come across someone who brought to my attention that they are in a community in Discord who is with a partner. And something happened in their personal life, and it became something like this, to where they were hateful, disrespectful, harassing, and they've seen other people who the community changed to a point to where it wasn't what they originally thought it was, what it stood for, and why they joined. And so they started leaving. And when they left, because of sexual harassment, just things that made them uncomfortable. And when that person who was doing that was kicked and banned and left, and they decided, I don't want to be a part of this anymore, I can't do it. The person who was the partner is now harassing them and making it to where they can't do what they want to do because they left that community. So what is going to be done about that? It's like, you have that right to leave a community in a Discord because you don't want to be a part of it. So why should you be harassed and told and said, well, now you left me, so now I'm going to make your life miserable because you made a decision on your own. You're your own person. You're unique. You don't have to be a part of a group any longer. So I get what you're saying, and I get, it doesn't have to be, sexual harassment. It can be just hazing and uncomfortable, and I'm going to make your life miserable. They're two different things, but yet they're coinciding. And it doesn't have to be just on Twitch, because if I was looking on that thing that you're saying, the communities as well, community harassment, and they coincide, and they need to be across the board. You don't get to pick and choose. Well, this partner's making us a lot of money, and let's just give them a slap on the wrist, or we'll look into it. Well, this one's not making a lot of money, and someone reported them, so let's just get rid of them. We'll ban them. They can start over. They'll learn their lesson. So it does need to be like when you're disciplining your children, you don't get to say, well, you hit, you're grounded. Well, you hit. Yeah. Oh, well, good luck. Figure it out. It needs to be unanimous across the board on every single person. That's what I think.
So I started looking at the Twitch events code of conduct, and on here, unacceptable behavior and things that are prohibited. On here, it says inappropriate or unwelcome physical contact, inappropriate or unwelcome sexual attention. This includes sexualized comments or jokes, touching, groping, and sexual advances. It's clearly stated that this isn't something that they support, and it's a violation of their agreement for people who attend in-person events. I did see somewhere on there that they're saying that it's not something that they're willing to promote either on the platform itself. So the fact that they're willing to say it and they have a policy is the right thing to do. But now the question becomes, now the question for me is, what are the reactions when something like this is not only reported, but validated? Because I do understand, I would never tell someone who says, this happened to me. I would never unvalidate someone's claims. But and if you want to legally do something to someone in the legal system, you have to prove that it happened. So if someone comes forward and said, this event happened to me, and this person saying it didn't happen and there's no proof, we should still do something to protect this person. Ban them from contacting this person, give them a warning. I mean, there should be something in place to kind of, mitigate that risk. If you have several, like you said, several people coming out against one Twitch user, like I understand if you don't have any proof, that can be difficult because I'm not going to invalidate something that happened to someone, especially when I don't know what happened. And if I can't prove it, what can we do to protect that person if I can't prove that something like that happened? But that I know, how do I help this person who's asking for help, but doesn't have any proof for me to do anything against this person? Does that make sense?
Well, if you look at, so I want to go ahead and get on your point real quick. If they do in the disclaimer say that that you have to find legal help, seek help from an attorney or your local law enforcement, because at the end of the day they can write a policy but not necessarily police it 24/7 365. So, and a lot of these things that end up happening, and we all know, and these end up happening typically not on stream, like side DMs, even on Discord. And Discord has their own policy, their own terms of service, and their own community guidelines based on that. But at the same time, it started on Twitch, but it doesn't mean the whole thing went on Twitch. They could have exchanged phone numbers. Now it's on WhatsApp. So now it falls under Facebook. Now they went over to Discord. Now that falls under the Discord group. I think it goes on a really fine line that, yeah, they write policy, but at the end of the day, they can't prosecute anybody. So they're saying if it is happening to where, physical threat or physical harm is happening, to go ahead and move it over to law enforcement. Now, going back over to the community thing that Sage had said, the only thing they have written is on Twitch is creators are role models and leaders of the communities that create or foster around them. Creators should consider the consequences of their statements and actions of their audiences. We ask that you make a good faith effort to quell any efforts from those in your community to harass others. Twitch should be used to incite, encourage, promote, facilitate, or organize hateful conduct or harassment, whether on or off Twitch. We will suspend communities, organizations, and individuals to do so. Now, it's still a blanket statement because they're on that fine line, because outside of Twitch, they really don't control much, right? So they had to, let's say Discord. Discord has its own tosses, its own community guidelines. It happened on Twitch, but it moved over to the Discord. So now, is it really Twitch's fault or is it Discord's fault at that point?
See, here's where I stand on this. And it has a lot to do with my personal experiences. Like, Twitch, when you become a partner, you're signing a partner agreement with them. Essentially, Twitch is becoming your employer at that point. I get it. It may not be your full-time job with Twitch. It could just be something part-time. At the end of the day, you're doing something, they're paying you for it. Whether that be through ad revenue, through bits, through subs, anything like that, it's all running through Twitch. If at the end of the year you get a tax form from Twitch with X amount that you made off of Twitch, at that point, they become your employer. If today I made a tweet that was disrespectful or racist or sexual in any sort of manner that was unwanted, my employer could get rid of me. They could suspend me. They could do anything they want, because at the end of the day, anything I do reflects on my employer. A lot of these advances that this partnered streamer that it started with, from what I've read at least, happened at conferences, whether it be TwitchCon, GuardianCon, QuakeCon, I'm not too sure which con, but it happened at some of those conferences. That partner's there representing the brand. They're there representing Twitch. At that point, shouldn't Twitch be really pushing to have something happen? This is reflecting poorly on them at the end of the day, not the streamer. He can go on live his life and keep making money on Twitch. Right now, no one's talking about him. They're talking about Twitch not taking action.
It's kind of the same, too, as if you are there under your employer and say you have another company come to you as your employer and something happens to that other company that comes to you, it's your employer's job to keep that other company safe.
Right.
So I have a question about that because I'm reading it, and they have a statement it's under the event codes of conduct, and it's talking about the consequences of unacceptable behavior. So the event organizer enforces the code according to this, right? And it says event organizers enforcing this code may at their discretion take any action they deem appropriate, including asking an attendee to stop unacceptable behavior, reporting the attendee to security, or expelling the attendee from the event without a warning or refund, including no refunds of sponsorship contributions. Attendees are expected to comply immediately with the requests from the event organizers. Attendees who violate this code may be prohibited from participating in future events. All determinations of unacceptable behavior are in the event organizer's discretion, and decisions of the event organizer's on-site staff are final. Twitch also reserves the right to suspend any account or remove any related content at any time for any conduct at the event that we determine to be inappropriate or harmful. So that's under the events consequences of unacceptable behavior. And it also has a paragraph underneath that talks about if you witness or are subject to unacceptable behavior. So if you were to see something and you're concerned about someone, you have the right at these events to go to someone and say, hey, I see this guy up on this girl and she doesn't seem very enthusiastic, and I'm concerned that he may be doing something she doesn't want and she's having a hard time getting away from him. What can I do to help her? Supposedly the staff is supposed to be able to help you intervene and keep them safe. And it does say on there that if you're subject to this or you notice it and you have concerns, you just have to notify the event organizers. Designated Twitch staff will be available during the events to help contact security or local law enforcement, or to otherwise assist those experiencing unacceptable behavior. You may report unacceptable behavior to any designated Twitch staff, or you may reach them via the contact information provided below. So they give you a contact information. And then I looked on the harassment page that we had up as well, and there's actually a way to report and manage hate and harassment on Twitch. And they give you a couple of different steps to do. And it's kind of, I guess in my mind, it's kind of like, do this. If that doesn't work, do this. If that doesn't work, do this. If that doesn't work, here's how you file a report to report a user. So I see all these policies up there. I see all these things that they have there. So then my next question is, are people doing all of these steps and reading all of this stuff and then nothing's happening?
To be honest, I don't know how many people actually read that and how many are actually following it. My guess would be slim to none. But I'm just going to put a number out, 50. If 50 people are going on Twitter, going on their platforms, and they're expressing their concern with a particular partnered streamer of unwanted behavior, unwanted sexual advances, and Twitch right now at this point put out a blanket statement, what would they have done if someone went up to them and said, hey, right now, 10 minutes ago, this person did an unwanted advance? One person going to them, right? Mm-hmm. At one event. They're not doing shit when 50 people are coming out saying these things. What are they realistically going to do if one person goes up to them and says this happened?
Well, so that's why I had my question, because if one person read these, because I'm that kind of person, I'm going to read this stuff. If I know I'm going somewhere and I've never been there before, one of the first things I do is I read what I can and can't do, especially in this type of environment that we're in every day. Nowadays, when you go to stadiums, used to be back in the day, you could go out and have a cookout and have your purse and your gun and your cigarettes and I don't know what else in your bag. And it didn't matter. Nowadays, you have to have a clear purse that's no bigger than this. And it's this big and it's clear. And you can only have 1 ounce of water with you in a different duffel bag that's properly sealed and vacuum safe. I mean, we have all these rules and regulations just to go see a damn baseball game.
Yeah, you can have a soft cooler, but not a hard cooler. You have cans, but not glass. And you can have this and not that. And you can have this. Yeah, I get it.
Like, don't cut your hair before Friday because God knows what you can hide in there. There's so many rules when you go to one thing. So maybe I'm naive in thinking that everybody reads these things. And maybe
You are, I don't.
I think it's important. She does. That's why we're friends, because we're both dorks like that. Because I'm going to read all of these rules. If I have something wrong, I'm going to read the manual. That's my frame of mind. And maybe that's something I picked up growing up. Maybe it's something I picked up in the manual. I'll read the whole manual because I'm in the military. If I have to fix a truck or do a PMCS, I got to read the -10. The -10 is my guideline on what to do every step of the way. So my mentality is, and we started talking about this, what did Not So do? Start pulling up the policies they have. Start pulling up the protocols. And what do? I start reading it because those kinds of things are going to make me wonder. If you're telling me that you took the trouble to sit and put a policy together, now, whether that's to save your ass or not, I don't know. But if you took the trouble to put a policy up and you took the trouble of training your staff members, even if it's a 15-minute video says the victim is right, call the cops, something, I would think that you would follow these things. Now, the question I have, if they took the trouble to do all those things and these, women and men, children, did all of these things and they still failed them, then what's the problem? That's my concern. Because if maybe you're right. Maybe and I know a lot of Twitch users are probably young and they just like, it's like when you download an app on your phone, you're like, I agree. Just let me get on Snapchat, damn it.
I'm that person.
I mean, I won't download TikTok. Okay. You know why? Because I read the terms of agreement, and no, China, you're not confusing me and getting hold of my contact list, because I know the only people I have on there are Sage Rage and Silent Taz, but I don't need you calling them. Okay. Gosh, dang it.
Hold the phone. Why don't I want China to call me? Maybe I want them
I'm just kidding. I love China. Maybe they will call you, but I'm kidding. I do love China. I love everybody, but that's what I'm saying. Like, I read the terms of your agreements, because if you read them, some of them are frightening. Okay. You give them access to your content in your phone. And I don't know if I want, TikTok or Snapchat to know how many pictures of other people's cats and dogs I have. I don't know.
Or how many times you say a certain word.
Shush your face. Anyway, but so that's my question is like, if they are going up to people in these events and saying, hey, this guy's bothering me, or hey, this girl's bothering me, because I have been in situations at cons at what was it? One of the QuakeCon, there was a lady who was following people and nobody was comfortable about it, but nobody also reported her.
So here's my thought is, my problem and what I'm thinking about as this is going on is, maybe is they're not wrong, or I'm not saying they haven't had something happen to them, is maybe they're not going about the right way of reporting this. Maybe they're just going to Twitter and going to Twitch and just blasting it, but maybe they're not making the reports the right way, so it's not fully being seen or heard correctly, so that maybe Twitch is just like, they're just saying it to say it. They're not taking it seriously. Does that make sense?
Yeah, and I get that, and that would make sense to me. Like, honestly, I just posted a New York Times article in the comments, but I would get that if it was a few people coming forward. You want to do your due diligence, right? But
like, you know how like your snowball effect. So if one person says something, it's like, oh yeah, I want to say that too, so that it gets bigger. True. When in Rick's reality, maybe it didn't happen. So like, I don't want to take something from someone if something really didn't happen. I'm not saying it didn't, but you know how things can just start. I don't want to stick my foot in my mouth, because I'm never, ever going to take something like someone didn't happen. But just, how easy is someone to push a share button in this day and age, just to share it. So Twitch can just see that it's just getting shared over and over and over. So it's getting more and more hype. So they're going to put a blanket out, a statement, so that it just kind of goes down a little bit, is what I'm saying. So that, okay, I've addressed it, so maybe it won't get as much more hype now, so that maybe people will be happy.
So I feel like I understand what you're trying to say. So my question is, did these people, that are alleging these things, go through the proper channels to file the complaint that they have?
That's what I'm saying.
Or were they scared to file and this was their way of gaining strength?
Yes.
I think that's what it is.
If that's the case, I understand, but then has Twitch actually been given a true chance to respond? Or are they just snaky ass people who put this policy out? They're full of shit. They're ignoring the complaints. Like, I want to understand exactly what's happening.
What I'm thinking is it's much easier and not as scary to say, yes, it's happened. Let me just share it to get my voice heard versus actually going the correct channels and having the strength to say, this has happened to me, and going to walk into some place and say, this has happened, I need to have this taken care of, versus being behind a phone and say, that's happened, let me just share this. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay.
So my thing is with Twitch is this isn't the first time something like this has happened. They've always been very wishy-washy with their policies. And again, I'm not limiting this just to the sexual allegations that have come forward more recently. This is across the board. With the Twitch TOS, they're the most wishy-washy company there is that I've ever seen. Like, something could happen with one person, another person can do the same exact thing. They'll choose to ban one out of those two people and not both. Like, they don't take their policies to heart and really take action. They're very, very selective. And I'll be honest, a lot of the times it's in favor of female streamers. Like, there's that one female streamer that accidentally showed her boob on a stream. I'm not going to say names, but
where's it? Wardrobe malfunction?
The way that it happened, I don't think it was. I think it was accidentally on purpose. But a male streamer took the small clip of that situation and made it an alert, and he got banned, but she didn't.
So,
right?
But I think this is where it's important to make sure that you understand that, or at least that I want to put out, that they put on there that it's at the discretion of whoever the staff that is handling that situation at the time handles. So there's a difference between
it happening once versus someone who has an alert and it flashing over and over.
Yeah.
That's the discretion I'm seeing.
I think that if somebody did it, whether it was on purpose or on accident, I could probably, say, you know what, I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt. I think you probably did it on purpose, but this is the first time. This is your warning.
Say that
if
she's
a guy,
though, of various things that have happened, and she's kind of gotten a slide from
it kind of depends. That's why I said, I feel like it's kind of like how I discipline my kids. One kid I might be mad at because I know your capabilities, and I'm like, hey, fool, for real, you and I both know that was not dope. Don't do it again. But then I have another child who's so unfortunately like me. And if they were to have done the same thing, I'd have been like, it's okay, baby. I know that you're special like mommy. Don't do it no more. So, I mean, that's what I mean. Like, the context, and I get what you're saying, that it seems like when you have all of these incidents happen, it just seems like it's shit. But when you look at these individually, so the question becomes, well, who made that decision? What's their track record on the decisions they're making? Maybe this one person who happened to make that decision. I mean, if you pull a clip from that as an alert, that shows your intent. Your intent was to do that. I'm going to ban you. Now, if you're somebody who accidentally shows a tit and
like Whitney Houston,
or do you mean
not Whitney Houston,
Janet Jackson.
Janet Jackson.
Thank you.
Woo! Yeah. Okay. I don't know what the intent was. I know that now we have a seconds of delays from the FCC because of it. But at the same time, it's like, can we honestly say that she did it on purpose? No, we can't. We can feel however we want in our heart based off of stuff we've seen in the past from her. Maybe she's susceptible. Maybe she's suspect. Period. But
definitely suspect.
She'll be watched harder.
But she'll be watched harder. I'm more comfortable telling her, hey, I know that you said this is an accident, and I can't prove it's not an accident, but this is your warning. Do it again. See what's up. But if I see him pull it on purpose, and put it as an alert, bitch, you're going down. Period. Because that shows intent. I can prove the intent based off of actions. Now, I'm not saying, I can wholeheartedly say that I hope that all the people who were affected by this heal and find peace and find justice. With that being said, the question that I'm going to have is, did they read? Do they know? Are they educated in the ways that they can report these things? And if they are, and they've in fact done these things, well, where's the status, Twitch? Where's it at? What did you do? And if they didn't, then we should hold them to the fire to do their job, period. Now, if I wake up in the morning and I'm the person who takes those reports and I ain't got no reports, but I wake up and Twitter says that I should be doing my job, I'm going to be mad and be like, well, where are my reports? Did you tell me? Oh, you didn't tell me? Well, I don't know what to tell you, boo-boo. Put a report in. Because that's what I tell my soldiers when they tell me, well, I didn't get my bonus. Well, did you tell me you had a bonus? No? Okay. Well, give me your paperwork. I'm not a mind reader. I didn't wake up this morning and think, oh, what did Taz have for breakfast? Was it Nutella?
First of all, it's always Nutella.
It's Nesquik.
It's Nesquik. But that's
Yeah,
like, I mean,
give me
they're
that
not mind
Nesquik
readers.
cereal.
And not to take away from the actual people that are going through this at all, but
Yes.
we want to understand as well, if you're going to be about a cause, I would say
guys, I'll
that
delete all that in a
you need
second.
to go through the proper procedures. And if that's failing you, I would have been throwing out ticket numbers. I would have been throwing out email
Events.
boxes,
Name-
events, recorded
name.
conversations.
Like I talked to Jeff at QuakeCon 2019 on this day at this time, and I said that this guy was bothering me, and I had to leave QuakeCon because that guy would not stop bothering me no matter how many times I report him. Then I'm gonna be mad. I'm gonna be like, "Where's Jeff at? What
That's
did
the
Jeff say?"
thing. A few things need to happen. One, Twitch needs to be firm on their TOS. They need to actually take action where action is needed. Two,
Yes.
we need to make sure everyone's following their policies. If something happens,
Yes.
use your resources. Twitch is giving you these resources to report these incidents. Use those. Those are what you can use to show that Twitch isn't doing their due diligence and following through
Yes.
with their policies.
Yes.
Those two things need to happen. Now, Twitch putting out the blanket statement, not the most ideal thing. They need, I believe, and I still believe they need to take action because that's ultimately their employee and it reflects on them. But we can move forward from this and take steps to improve this. Like Kara Jimmy said, we stand with all the victims.
Yes.
We're here for you. We get it. So many people have been in those types of situations, and it's not something I would wish on anybody.
No.
Let's start this process of making a change.
But you also have to give them a chance to address it, because I don't think something like this big has been addressed to them in this
Well,
type of stance.
I think that I feel two different ways about this. I'm of two minds because on one side there's the Twitter witch hunter in me that's like, oh no, all these people on Twitter are super upset and they all have the same story. What's happening? But then there's the logical side of me that has been one of those people that's been on the attacked end, where I'm like, wait. Let's think about this logically. All these things happened. What did they do to report it? And then what has Twitch done to respond? So I want to know the whole story. But I also want to make it clear, like we've all said it, I'm going to say it again. I'm definitely not okay with people being mistreated and abused and going unheard. I'm not okay with a super big company that makes so much money, I don't even want to know what it is, every single day, not doing something about it. Because I don't want Brenda from HR getting fired because some asshole on Twitch harassed some young women or men. I don't know what his preference is. I ain't trying to pigeonhole nobody. Because that's bull. If people are doing their jobs, then they shouldn't be held accountable for the actions of some jerk who should be banned and possibly in jail for the things he's doing or she's doing. Not trying to say only men do it. But I want to know what the blanket statement is, because I know that sometimes there's policies, like for the Army. We don't just go in and say, hey, this is what happened. We have to, it's got to be vetted. It's got to be processed. What's that blanket statement say? Oh, there it is.
You're welcome. Ignore the 50 million tabs I have open.
Are you trying to shop while talking to me? That's messed up.
Oh, wait, it's not this one. Hold up. I have the wrong one.
Go back.
Abort.
I was gonna say
That's the
we're
one.
talking about black people.
Right subject here.
First of all, I want to say that first one was not the wrong one. Black lives do matter.
Well,
All
yes,
right,
that
let's
too.
talk
But,
about
like,
that too.
That's not what we're talking about right now.
Okay, I'm reading it. I'm sorry. Let me say it out loud. We take accusations of sexual harassment and misconduct extremely serious. We are actively looking into the accounts concerning streamers affiliated with Twitch and will work with law enforcement where applicable. That almost did not go well. We're thankful for the bravery shown by those who have come forward to speak about their experiences, and we are committed to working to make the streaming community safer for everyone. So why does this make you mad?
It makes me mad only because this isn't the first time it's happened. This isn't the first time something like this has come about. It's not the first time some of their streamers have been harassed, have been abused. It's enough's enough. Something's got to give. Like, you've given enough chances to a lot of these partnered streamers. And again, I'm not limiting it to sexual harassment. Sage brought up a good point with harassment in general. And again, not limiting it to men. It's women as well. Twitch has never done enough to follow their policies. And them putting this out there, that's their front. That's their PR statement. Will they follow through? I don't buy it.
This goes really good with the very first podcast I was on. When you started bringing the serious ladies in, and you asked us, how does it feel to be a woman gamer? Gaming as a woman is hard because we have that stigma that goes with gaming as a woman. Men do too, but they are welcomed more in that gaming arena because it's just easier. I don't know why, but when you click on a tab and it's a male gamer, they're just more comfortable, more relaxed. People come in there, even females come in there, and it's more easier for them to talk to a male gamer. But when you come into a female gamer's stream, it's different. It's either harder to kind of get that conversation going. You judge how they look. You kind of see what's going on. You either kind of watch and see what's going on. If they're partners, your first question is, well, how'd you make partner? What did you do? Every female does it. I've done it. I will admit I've done it. And it's just how it is. Unfortunately, no matter what you do, it's just how it is. And you try and break it. We all try to break it. And that's what I'm doing. You try and build that women community up. You try and build every female gamer up, every streamer that's a female up. You want to build it up. You want to break it. You want to break all that horrible negativity up. You want to just stop it. And the harassment, you want it to stop, but it's hard right now. It's very hard. And bringing this all to light is good. It's good that it's being done, but it's going to be a very hard fight.
Thing is, this statement isn't enough. They put out a statement, but without real action behind it, this statement means nothing. And at this point, it's only been 3 days since this statement came out. Twitch so far hasn't done jack shit since this statement came out.
So what's reasonable for them to do within that time frame then? So part of the thing that I have witnessed, I guess you can say, on Twitter and Facebook is, what is reasonable time? What is reasonable to do? What is it that's expected? So, like, I'm going to bring it up. It's going to happen. I know we talked about it. I'm trying really hard not to talk about it.
Before you bring it up, I wanted to say that perfect segue in what Sage said in the conversations we had. For those of you that are new to the podcast, for the Serious Ladies, or haven't or missed a couple of our first episodes, we actually ran a series called the Serious Ladies of Team Serious, in which we asked these tough questions. in which we brought visibility in the experiences that every lady gamer experiences there. And it's astonishing how a lot of it was almost the same verbatim. And the reason why we decided to talk about it today is because we saw that within the serious ladies and their experiences coming up gaming on harassment and so on and so forth. That's why this topic hit so close to home. So we wanted to reiterate that we've already had this discussion. We've already provided the visibility, but coming back and having the conversation again, because it feels like maybe we didn't have the audience, but we've always had the platform. So we want to go ahead and say that we feel for the victims, but we also encourage you to go back and check out our podcast. Every single one of them that we had are serious ladies, and then introducing the next gamer lady within the segment to talk about these type of scenarios and what they had to, deal with on a daily basis. Go ahead.
So I think the question becomes not so much just to the gaming community. It's worldwide. It's cultural. It's something that's systematically inside of everything that we do in everyday life. There has been a track record of treating women like less, treating men in some cases like less, just in general. And occasionally it's directed towards, their sexual orientation or their race or their religion or the fact that they're just not the same. And I think that it's terrifying because it's not just in one area of our life. It's everything. And the questions then become, how do we fix it? So one of the things that's super near and dear to my heart right now is, if you don't know, there's a young lady from Fort Hood, Texas that is missing. Her name is Vanessa Gillian. And she was in the Army, or is in the Army, I apologize. And she's gone missing. She's been missing for 2 months. She was last seen on post in the armory in Fort Hood. All of her belongings were found on Fort Hood, except for her. Nobody knows where she is, and no one's answering any questions. And for the last couple months, we didn't know anything at all. And so every day, and every day that I see something on Facebook about her, I reshare it. Whether I've shared it before, whether it's happened before, whether it's something I saw and I already did it like 2 days ago, I just reshare it. And I think it's really important because this girl went missing from a military post. And there's only 3 ways to get on a military post. You got to be in the military, you got to be married to somebody in the military, or you got to work for somebody in the military. You're going to work for the military in any way, shape, or form, whether that's contractor, as a civilian, whatever. And you got to be vetted to be able to get on post. So what the hell is happening? And just recently they came out with some allegations that she had reported one of her sergeants for sexual harassment. So the question then becomes, what is the process? What happened? Where are the answers to the questions that we have? And I bring those, I have to stay calm, of course, and bring those kinds of questions to this situation. Why are there 50 or more young ladies and young men saying they have been harassed at events, online, in messages? What did they do to report them? Were these reports not heard? What is a reasonable amount of time to sit there and say, okay, this person reported an assault or harassment? What is reasonable before you give answers? I understand that they gave a blanket statement, and I absolutely understand the outrage that it's not enough. And you're right. It's happened so much that it's not enough. Is it reasonable every time something like this happens for them to put out something that we take it serious, we're going to look into it? How long should they have realistically to look into a case? And if there's like 50 or more people, how long is it reasonable to have an answer for each case? What should be shared with the public? What should be done? What is the process? Those are the questions that I want to ask. And it's not because I don't believe them, because I absolutely do. Every single person who feels like something happened should be heard. But there has to be a process, Because if I'm going to hold people accountable for the policies they put in place, I have to prove that they're not following them. So what does Twitch need to do to satisfy that? What do they need to show to prove they're doing what they're supposed to do, if they're doing it? And what do we need to see lack of for us to be able to full on pitchfork after them?
And just like any of these segments, we always leave with more questions that we have answers for, and everybody's point of view will be different. Before we say, what does it take to us to get the pitchfork out to finally say, you know, everybody went through your checklist of things that needed to be done and needed to be reported, and yet we see no action. And then, you know, that'll just be an answer that varies. One of the things that we like to discuss here at Team Serious and with the awesome Serious ladies, let's talk about what we provide for anyone, period, but especially for the Serious ladies, the division that Taz leads. Tell us a little bit more about how people can join and what can they expect from us.
So, as many of you know, if you're new to us, you can join our Discord. I've created a section within the Discord called Serious Ladies. There is a text chat there that's not visible to anyone other than anyone that's a Serious Lady or an admin within Team Serious. And we're using that as our safe space. We've all been through it. Myself, Care Jimmy has been a streamer. Sage Rage has been a streamer. We've been through some things. Let's just put it that way. And we want to make sure that female streamers, not only them, but female gamers as a whole, are empowered. We want to make sure that they feel safe. Within the gaming communities, female gamers are not treated the way they should be. You could go into I find it more common with shooter games or FPS games like Call of Duty, the Overwatches, you name it, any battle royale. The second they hear that female voice on their team, toxicity starts. You could be the best player on the damn team, and they will rag on you like no other. So within Team Serious, we recognize that. And as a leader of Serious Ladies, we decided to create this space where you can vent, you'll have our support. If you're a streamer and you're having issues in your chat, let us know. We'll be there. We don't need to be a mod. I can out troll a troll any day. I love it. I love doing it. We're there for you. A lot of myself, I'll use myself as an example. None of my family or friends know I'm a streamer or used to be a streamer. So I don't really have it. I never really had anyone to go to. But these three right here on the podcast, I could always depend on them and know that they were there for me. And we want to create that space where you have a group of people that will always be there for you through the hard times within gaming or not. Join our Discord. Like I said, we have a separate text chat no one has access to other than the Serious Ladies and the admins. Use that as a space where you can feel comfortable sharing your feelings, anything that goes on in your life, anything you came across within gaming or streaming. We're trying to empower the females who want to become bigger gamers. We have tournaments going on. You want to be a part of it? Perfect. We'll empower you to do more. So make sure to join us in Discord and let us be a part of your life. Let us help you.
And not just on Discord. Discord is it's easier for us to set a private room for it. But you can reach out to Taz or any of us on Twitter. All of us are on Twitter. All of us are on Facebook. You can check the Facebook page. A lot of the comments are coming from our Facebook page. Facebook is Team Serious Dallas. We also have a closed Facebook group, which is called Team Serious. But you can check us out on Instagram. You can ping us on any platform you can think of. We're all over the place. If you feel more comfortable talking to us via Discord, if you feel more of an Instagram DM, if you feel more of a Facebook DM, if you feel more of a Twitter DM, all of our DMs are open and all of our DMs are confidential. But get involved and join the community. Talk to Taz, talk to Jimmy, talk to Sage Rage. They're always talking in the Serious Ladies chat room. Again, is a private room dedicated for the ladies so they can have those conversations. And there's been some really, really really down to earth conversation as well as some really, really heart conversations in there. And it's beautiful when these ladies come together and show the positive side and reinforce everyone that it's going to be okay, especially when Team Serious has your back. One of the other things I wanted to get out of the way is this is the last podcast and we go into a break, a 2-week break. We will be back on July 15. There's holidays going on. There's vacations going on. We all need a break. We all need to get refreshed. We all need to go hang out with our friends and family and come back always stronger than ever, because that's what we believe. We always come back stronger than ever. Sage, go ahead and talk to us about what are we doing on the next one on July 15. You got something really cool planned. Hopefully.
I've got snacks. So apparently after we take our break, we've already been collaborating. It was Jimmy's idea. When we come back, we're gonna hopefully, if the mail cooperates, we're gonna have awesome snack boxes that we're gonna reveal on stream. Texas is better. We're gonna have better.
Bring it
out there.
Canada.
Someone who's from
You
Canada
have ketchup chips.
Someone who's from Canada hasn't even eaten something in her box that she's sending us.
That's very true.
So,
very true.
Since Jimmy and I are from pretty much the same area, there are some things that I have not even had, apparently. So we're going to collaborate to where we have certain things that, even though we've already tried, we're going to try differently, but we're going to send them to Taz. Taz is going to send us things, and we're going to reveal them on stream and eat things like ketchup chips.
You will love it.
Ew.
I promise you.
I
will
don't
love
just
it.
go lick ketchup.
It doesn't taste like ketchup. Like it doesn't taste like
You're gonna eat
biscuits and ketchup
gravy
bottle in your
chips. How about that?
You want to just eat ketchup packets on stream
It
instead?
doesn't taste like that. Which, by the way, hold up. I'm gonna show this on stream. We have like a ketchup popcorn thing.
Why? On purpose?
I'm sorry.
It's so good.
Good night, everybody.
There's like
Bye.
a ketchup
Stream's
shaker
over.
for your popcorn.
No.
Push the off button. The stream is over.
It has to
It's
be like
so
we
good.
like heart attacks. It's called butter.
My husband's over here eating it, and all I want to do is eat it.
Say
No.
butter again. Say it. Say
Butter. Like butter corn. Butter corn.
Yes, buttered
Oh.
corn.
For
I
anyone
yeah,
listening to
look
this
forward
on
to.
like Apple Podcasts or Google Podcasts or something, I showed a whole bowl of popcorn that's covered in ketchup flavoring.
For those that are listening, buttered popcorn.
Also, we never got to this. We never asked this question. What is everybody drinking?
Oh, shit.
Oh.
We forgot.
Well, I already done drank it, so
An empty glass for Jimmy.
an empty.
Okay,
glass.
what were you drinking?
Oh, it was Jim Beam peach tea, with tea, iced
Oh
tea,
my god, we've got
and
some twins over here.
frozen strawberries inside.
Mine's Jim Beam apple tea.
Nice. Okay, I'm sorry.
I've got some Kim Crawford rosé, my favorite.
Ew.
Twisted.
Ew. Twisted. Ew. Ew.
Yeah, I love
No.
ketchup, but I can't get behind that twisted. I'm sorry.
Wait, no, the mac and cheese and ketchup, like
That's
on purpose?
Are we
Blasphemy.
talking like hold up. With mac and cheese, are we talking like homemade mac and cheese or like Kraft Dinner mac and cheese?
It
That's a very
doesn't
real
matter.
question.
Why is ketchup going near it? No. No. All
To
right.
answer that
all right,
question
hold on.
accurately, there's only ever homemade Kraft and cheese. That box stuff
Look,
can go in the
Look,
trash.
Look, I can't get
Oh,
past
I
the
love the
ketchup.
box stuff.
No, it's Velveeta,
Why?
milk. Then you get the cubed regular cheese.
No, that is not how you make good mac and
Twisted, I'm with you.
cheese. First of all, the best mac and cheese has 3 different types of cheese in it.
I was
okay?
getting there. Velveeta,
no,
Colby Jack.
no. Velveeta is not even anywhere near that. It's Gouda, Swiss,
This is-
and Kobe Jack.
This is for the popcorn.
Ew.
What is
It's
wrong?
It's made by a popcorn company, Kernels. See?
You need
You know what it
butter.
looks like? You know what it looks like? It's like those morning shakes you drink in the morning. That's what that looks like.
Okay, you know
I'm gonna
what?
drink my ketchup for the morning.
Wait a minute. That's disgusting. 1, I'm gonna give Twisted only 2 cool points back because Twisted said that would not disrespect craft. I mean, homemade like that. Only craft would get the ketchup. So you get 2 points back.
Okay, I can get down with that because that box stuff tastes like crap, but I still won't put ketchup on it.
I mean, it wouldn't be in this house, so it doesn't matter. But I'm just saying, the only way
craft to the ones that come over that you don't like.
No, I wouldn't even feed craft to your dog. Okay,
wait, my kids eat
ketchup
craft.
popcorn.
No, I not at this house. They
when you in a hurry.
No, never. First of all, it does not take that long to make homemade mac and cheese. It takes less than 15 minutes. Less than 15 minutes.
At the end, you got to throw the breadcrumbs on top and you got to get that nice little burn area because it comes out of the oven. That's the only way to eat mac and cheese.
Fine. 25 minutes. You'll be all right.
No, I'm just saying that's the only way to eat mac and cheese.
First of all,
camping
you have to have 3 types of cheese in order for it to be good cheese on top.
What if you make it twice baked?
Does what term?
They like the ketchup too?
Oh yeah, he's the one that made the popcorn. It's on his desk. I just stole it to eat some.
Anyway.
Good night, everybody. I'm over it.
What's he drinking?
Oh, what
water.
Are you drinking?
Oh yeah, we never got to that.
He's late. You know what? Let's start over at Taz because we disrespected her with that craft bullshit.
I almost finished my bottle.
Rose.
Rose, yeah. Some rose from New Zealand. Kim Crawford, my fave.
Yeah.
Deliciousness.
And he's drinking see-through.
Yeah, I'm drinking see-through water.
Twisted, I need you to understand that poor people can't afford good cheese. I don't know what to tell you. He's over here.
Man, is cheese as expensive there as it is here? Like good cheese?
Yes.
What? No,
it's
not.
I break like
good.
that size of like
your definition of good versus my definition of
cheddar
good?
cheese is like $8, $9.
That's not that expensive.
I could get a big brick for like $3.
$1. I was gonna say you get that big old gummin cheese that takes fucking 1,000 degrees to melt for like $1.
There's no cheese in it. That's why it takes an hour to melt. Like
that's what I'm getting at.
Yeah.
You could make explosive with that shit. Okay, no, that's terrible. No, never again. Do not poison your body. It's a temple. God gave it to you.
Do you see where I stand when I say good versus when she says good? Like $8 or $9 for like a little thing of cheese. It's good, but she's like, it's not that expensive. It's a fucking little
expensive.
thing.
It's way too small to be that expensive.
That's why I said.
Here's the thing, though. If you want something good, sometimes you have to pay for the quality of the product.
Oh yeah, that's why I keep fucking paying for it.
When you say
I would just bitch it's expensive.
I mean, you could always just get a sugar daddy or mama. No judgment there. You could just get somebody.
I have one of each. No, I'm kidding.
That was great.
Same. They're not so busy and care, Jimmy.
Wait, you can't have mine?
They're like that for both of us.
Did I already say goodnight? Damn it.
I already got their kids wanting to kidnap me and calling me second mom. Ha!
That's because she hasn't come
I
over.
haven't been to Texas yet.
You won't come to Texas, so
Border's fucking closed.
Thank you, President. No kidding.
Oh shit. We're not going there today.
Don't even get us started there.
Hey, what celebrities do you like?
No. We're not doing that again. We're not doing that again. I'm already sweating.
Oh, I know how to do this. Oh wait, how many snacks are you gonna put in a box?
Wait. Is there a cutoff for snacks? Like, is there a certain amount?
We tried we tried to set a limit.
Bottle.
We just tried to set a limit not too long ago. Sage and I were going back and forth bouncing off ideas, and then Taz like, yeah, I'm gonna agree to that.
Wait,
I have 2 fucking countries to put in the box.
But so do we. But we were just trying to say how much, kind of get
but
like
you guys
a
have
number.
to split it between you guys and Sage. You're both from Texas.
I'm not a
Yeah.
real Mexican.
Neither am I. Nacho's the only real Mexican here.
I still gotta meet his mom. Gosh.
I follow her on Instagram.
Wait, you have an Instagram?
My mom posts, yeah.
Wait,
My mom
I
posts a
need that.
lot.
I need that.
Yeah, all the time. She posts a lot of selfies.
Yeah.
She does.
She
I
does.
love her hair. I don't know what shampoo she's using right now, but her hair looks legit bomb right now. Just FYI. Like I need to
that.
know.
I need
My
to
mom
send her,
posts a lot.
send her my
Yeah.
chickens.
I love her throwback pictures. Sometimes I'm like, wait, is that my kid? And then I'll message her and I'll be like, can I have that picture? I don't have that. Where did that picture come from? So I love her posts. The only one that gets me down is she starts sometimes sending me like religious posts, and they're good, but then I feel guilty because I'm like, damn, I ain't been to church in a hot second. So then I'm like, stop sending me stuff.
So she sends you more?
Yeah.
Yes. I know I need Jesus. That's the problem.
No, you just need a week with her. You're fine. Take me with you.
I know, right? I'm super sad that we had to cancel spring break. Thanks, unnamed pandemic
That's
virus.
okay. We're going through, and Bailey goes, so how long are we going to be in the cabin? And I said, like 4 days. She goes, so not a week? And I said, yeah. She goes, oh. Well, I guess 4 days is fine. But we're gonna be at
We're
Renee
gonna be
and
quarantined.
Chris's for a week though before that, right? And I'm like, no.
I mean, I'm not
Everybody
opposed to that.
The kids are like pre-planning everything for us, and we're
Well,
like,
that's better than what Lissa Bear was doing. She's all like, before you guys left, she was like, so if I pop their tires, how long can we keep them here? And I said, that's expensive. No.
I'm gonna crash. I'm gonna just
no.
come on my own. I'll be one of your children. That's fine.
no, you
That's
need the
fine.
adult. The children take care of the adults.
Yeah, they do.
Oh, I like that better.
They've already started training ours,
Yeah.
not the adults. The children
If
are training the
okay,
children.
first of all, if I ever have children, I need you guys to train them.
Well, I'm gonna be real honest. I had nothing to do with this. It's all
Okay,
him.
I need Natso to train my future children.
Hey, what are you signing me up for? You don't see how many gray hairs I already have? Chill out.
Why do you think I immediately took no
Look,
responsibility?
The second your oldest son came in here, when you said I need a drink, and he said, "What would you like?" That was it. I need that kind of thing in my life.
First of all, he said, "What would you like to drink, mother?"
Yes, that. I need that.
And
Land
as
is good. He just has to learn not to hover. We're in that process.
My guy's a big old hoverer. It was driving
Oh,
me nuts. It was
It
like,
was it was so funny. We got there, right? We got there, and we're waiting for her to get home, and she rings the doorbell and goes, "Pizza's here."
why is it anytime a doorbell goes off in the house, he thinks pizza's here?
because every time we're with them, you have like, we should order pizza. Every
Damn, now I
time.
want pizza.
That's true. That's true because half the time we're on these, I order pizza. I always end up making Taz want pizza.
Again.
So you know what? I take it back. I understand. It's fine.
But like, it wasn't even
I
like,
do
"Who's
like
here?" His first words were, "Is that pizza?"
Right? I just like, and then I didn't make it any better. Should we order pizza?
Didn't we order pizza?
No, we made a bunch of homemade stuff. Remember? That was when they were here.
Yeah. There was
Last-
the barbecue.
when we
Damn,
go
I
over
need to
there.
come to Texas.
Well, so I realized the other day I have become everybody's abuelita and / mom because who is it? Watchtower and his girlfriend came over like right after they left.
Yeah.
But the entire time they were here, and then Watchtower and his girlfriend were here, I was like, would you like something to eat? I can make you something to eat. What would you like to eat? And I was like,
Okay.
son of a bitch.
That sounds amazing. Watchtower might as well be 15 years old. So anyone could be his mother.
He's a good nanny, though. I will give him that.
Because he's one of the children.
How do you think I connect with the children? I'm basically a child.
One of the biggest things why Chris even told him to come over is because you brought the dogs. That's the only reason why. You got Rocco
Look,
laying
on
all up
the-
in the way.
She was
And-
on the phone with him. He's like, I'm going to come over. He was drunk. I'm going to come over. She's like, oh, come over. She goes, only if you bring the dogs. He's like, which one? She goes, both.
First of all,
Buddy with his
justice
tongue
for
hanging out the
Buddy. I love Buddy. He's so sweet and
His
snuggly.
tongue gets me every time. His
So,
tongue hanging
but-
out the side of his mouth.
I was on the couch, right, and I was watching a movie with Watchtower's girlfriend, and he jumps up and he couldn't figure out which one of us to snuggle with. So he would snuggle with me, snuggle with her, snuggle with me, and then at one point he was just like ass to head and just flipping back and forth. And I'm just all like, I'm
so
not rubbing your ass, buddy. You better get your head over here. And then he was like, fine, in the middle, but like legs out so he could touch both of us.
Buddy is so cute.
And I told Watchtower it's a requirement when he comes over. I must have the Buddy or the Rocco or both at any
You
given
need both.
time. We need both, but it's just because like Sophie loves them too, and she'll be like, they're my friends. They're always my friends. They're my best friends. But of course, if we go to Sage's house, all her dogs are her best friends. So it just kind of depends.
So what you're saying is I should bring my dogs to Texas.
Yes, the moral of the story is when you come, you must bring dogs.
Okay.
Just like that.
My dogs are good with kids, so that's fine.
Works. So when you come, be prepared though to
All
be
they want is
stolen.
love.
Well, be prepared to be stolen and never returned. I'm just saying, because
Well, that's the goal. I plan on living in your house.
Also,
Or in
an
a basement or something. I don't care.
First of all,
A
who has
shed
a
in the
basement?
back. I don't care.
Nobody has a basement in Texas.
Okay, shed in the back.
Shed in the back with air conditioned plumbing and a
Perfect.
kitchen. There you
Deal.
go.
That's all I need.
Yes, everything. It's fine.
Awesome.
You know what's sad is I'm okay with that. I can arrange that. Just putting that out there. Homies
Very-
Ranch, what?
Oh boy.
My bad.
Yeah, I'm still waiting for that. Not so. Hello.
I need to quit. Anyways, so going back to final thoughts. We're gonna start over with Jimmy, move over to Sage, and then end with Taz, and
Oh,
then
thank
I'll
God
close
I'm
it out.
last.
I have many words for him after this for putting me first. Final thoughts. I want to go back and say that it's important if something wrong happens to voice your opinion. And I support every single person out there in this very scary journey that they went out on and finally voiced their opinions. And I hope they find strength. And I hope they know that they are not alone. I completely stand with them. I know everybody here at the Team Serious team, Team Serious ladies, we support you. And we absolutely want to make change happen and make it safe and be there for you. I also definitely want to say that I think I would like to hope that if we give Twitch the chance to fix these wrongs, that they will. And I do appreciate that they have a policy, that there are steps. And I really do hope that they take this serious and they do what they're supposed to do. I really do. I have a positive hope, but I absolutely feel that we should hold every single person accountable when they do something wrong. And we should make true statements about that and keep that going. Team Serious and Team Serious ladies, we're a great team, and I'm happy and safe, and I want everybody else to be happy and safe. And I do truly mean it from the bottom of my heart that I hope that everyone stay safe, especially while we're gone. And I will begrudgingly be back kicking and screaming to do another one of these podcasts for snacks July the 15th. And I hope everybody has a great time. Be safe. Kit Kats.
I want Kit Kats.
Next.
Oh, me?
Yes.
So snacks. I'll just talk about snacks because I like snacks. So yes, we're coming back in 2 weeks with snacks. Get your damn boxes out in the next day or two so that they can be there in time. I'm just going to talk about snacks because I like snacks. Did I say that? Yeah.
Yes.
Just be friends. Be nice. Support one another.
Another?
I haven't drank that much, I swear.
Sure.
Yeah, that's it. Eat your snacks. Be safe. Wear your masks. Don't cough on each other. See you in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Next. I'm glad I'm not first.
First off, I'm with Kara Jimmy. We definitely stand with the victims. We're here for you. We support you. This is why we're participating in the Twitch blackout. I really hope something comes from this, some sort of real change. It's long overdue. Twitch needs to do better to support their streamers, make them feel safe. We've all been there. We know how difficult it is and how much courage it really takes to come forward with allegations. So we're here with you. We stand with you. And if you need anything at all, reach out to any one of us. We're here. Join the Team Serious Discord, join the Facebook page, the private Facebook group, anything like that. You can private message any one of us. We'll always be here to hear you out and listen to what you have to say. And with that, I'll also say I can't wait for the snacks to come through and do that podcast. It'll be a long break here. It's going to feel odd not doing this podcast for a couple of weeks, but I look forward to returning, and hopefully we can do those snacks. Hopefully, the snacks get there in time, but we can't wait to be back with you. And like you all know and are used to, we discuss the difficult topics. We try to keep it lighthearted as well, and keep it entertaining for you all. So stick with us. We'll be back in a couple of weeks, and as Ramezi always says, pew, 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 pew.
Thank you so much, Sage Rage. Thank you so much, KR Jimmy, and thank you so much, Silent Taz. Again, can't reiterate enough. Join the Discord, !Discord in the chat will place you, or check out teamseriesdfw.com. There's a Discord link right on the homepage you can click on to join the Discord, get involved. Moving forward this weekend, we're going into the StarCraft 1v1 tournaments, including, I know one of my sons is going to be a part of the tournament for StarCraft. I don't think the oldest wanted to, but
I'm sorry, what?
Yeah, one of them.
Rooting
Yeah,
for
he signed
him.
up. Yeah, he signed up for the 1v1 tournaments. So that's happening. We have close to, if not already, I haven't checked, almost 30? Or do we already break 30?
I'm checking right now.
Wait, when's the last day? I may or may not want to do it too.
The last day to sign up is Friday.
Yeah, I got
They
changed.
have 29 players right now.
Exclamation mark.
30 right here.
Exclamation mark Battlefy in the chat will take you straight to our tournament signups. We have newly introduced FIFA as a league. So you'll do your rotating games. Rocket League as a league as well. And so those are season 1. Both of them starting. Both of them have entry fees. Both of them have bigger prize winnings. Get involved. Get into the games. One of the biggest things that we like to iterate is come help us, come join us, come hang out with us. You can check anything and everything we've ever discussed at teamseriesdfw.com, and everything is centralized. If you want to know about where's our Instagram, where's our Twitter, where's our YouTube, things of that sort, there's a contact section that has all those beautiful things linked, including a way to send us a message through our website if you want to ask us a question, or tell us about your experiences, and hopefully later on talk about it on the podcast. Those venues are all open. As Taz and everybody already said, we will be back with the Serious Lady podcast back on July 15th, 7:30 Central Standard Time, 8:30 Eastern Standard Time. But don't forget our last podcast with the Serious Gentleman on Sunday at 11 o'clock Central Standard Time, 12 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. We'll be talking about whatever the gentleman wants to talk about, usually streaming, games, tech, and more. Stay tuned, and this Sunday will be the last one for them as well, for a 2-week break as our families get together, go on holiday, go on vacation, and have a blast and disconnect from the things that are internet. But don't worry, we'll be back. The Discord is always active, and there's still tournaments running. When we come back as well, there's going to be a huge Siege tournament and a huge CS GO tournament. So stay involved, and always remember, stay serious. Have a good night.
Bye, everyone.